apologize for if you guys all came out for wasting your time. If you came to see a practice, we got accomplished what I wanted to get accomplished. Guys came down, they drove, parked in their parking spots, got to see the locker room, go out and walk the field. But we decided to have a team meeting in the locker room. First time we've been together that close, and guys wanted to do it. And after that team meeting, I just felt like this wasn't the time to practice. And I feel like we got a lot more done in that locker room than we ever could have gotten done on the football field. So here we are.
Hey, Coach. I don't know if you got to listen to Doc Rivers' statement a couple of days ago, but he said that, he should just be a coach, and so often he's reminded of his color. And I just want to know if you have any follow-up thoughts on that, because being a black coach in this league, one of you, what your thoughts on that are as well.
No, I saw what Doc said, and it was very touching, and it even made me emotional. I know Doc got emotional, but what he said, I have felt, and sometimes I still feel. But yeah, I mean, it's the gorilla is out there. I mean, the gorilla is racism. It's there, and we feel it. I've lived it all my life. It's just sometimes when it gets thrown in your face so blatant, on camera, sometimes it's just hard to swallow, and you want to do something about it, and that's what we're trying to do. We knew when we started protesting and we started saying Black Lives Matter, we knew it was going to be peaks and valleys, and so even though we're frustrated as hell and sick and tired of being sick and tired, we're going to keep fighting.
Anthony, what was the process today in just deciding not to have practice? Did it all transpire in the locker room, or did players talk to you beforehand?
No, we had already talked about this, and driving to this stadium, I knew that we might not ever take that field, but I wanted everyone to get here and be in the locker room and see their new home. Definitely don't want the first time they see this place is when we play Kansas City. So, like I said, we got that accomplished, but the team meeting, I don't want to go into details on the team meeting, but I just thought after that it was best that we not take the field.
Were these the most emotional conversations you guys have had the past 2-3 months, even the aftermath of the George Floyd killing?
Without a doubt, without a doubt. The George Floyd killing was awful, but I think it's just an accumulation. It just keeps. Sometimes it just seems like it's not getting better, like it may be getting worse. And people, like I said, people are just tired. People are fed up, and people won't change. And I just feel like these young men needed to talk. They need to get that off their chest, because I'd rather play out in our locker room than play out in public or play out on the field in a negative way. I just felt good about them getting this off their chest.
So Anthony, just to be clear, it was your decision not to practice. You guys didn't have a vote or anything, right?
No, we didn't have a vote. It was just as a head coach, I have to have a feel for the football team, and my instincts told me not to take that field today.
Several of your players on the NFL Network made references to Coach Stewart, and obviously a guy who's been around for a long time. What is it like you're going through this situation that most of us, none of us have ever been through, to have someone like Coach Stu here to sort of be that bridge to an era from way back?
Well, we're blessed to have Coach Stewart on our football team. He has a wealth of knowledge and experience, and like I said before, in some ways he's like a father figure to a lot of these guys. And I look up to him; they look up to him, and he's a man of a lot of wisdom, and he's been through a lot, and so we're lucky to have him with us. Sure.
Cam Buford, your turn.
Hey, Coach. The conversation and protests are fantastic, and bringing awareness to the cause are fantastic. But in that team meeting that you had, or sometime before, did you guys come to certain action items that you guys look forward to implementing and planning on doing here in the immediate future?
I mean, we've
Bring more
Cam.
awareness to the cause?
Yeah, Cam, we've been working on these plans for a long time, and we're working with foundations now to do certain things in the community to, just to help level the playing field for some people in the black and brown community. But today wasn't one of those come up with all the answer type. But today was we just need to talk and get some things off our chest before we can move forward. But yes, trust me, I'm all about action, not just talking. And we do have plans of action, and our ownership is going to make sure that we follow through on those.
How much do you partner with your ownership? As you mentioned, you have your foundation. Some of your players have their foundations where they focus on a certain cause. But how involved is ownership to support the players, support you and your foundation? How much of a collective effort is this, or is it you're just kind of doing your individual thing?
No, it's a collective effort, and ownership has been very supportive of that. And like I say, they depend on me a lot to build these foundations for these players to get this done, and their support has been there the whole time.
Okay, and lastly for me, you decided on your way to practice or to the stadium today, like this not probably not the best time to practice. Let your guys kind of voice their
I
opinions and get this stuff off the chest.
I knew driving to the stadium this could happen. I didn't know that it would, but I knew that it could. And so after our discussions in the locker room, my instincts told me it was best that we didn't take the field.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Sure.
Anthony, you mentioned you're about action, and you have the support of your owner. Do you think that the league as a whole, from the other owners around the NFL, do you think they're doing enough to make some changes?
I can't say what another owner is doing. I'm not there, so I can only speak to what we're trying to do here, the Chargers in our community and with our players. And so I really can't speak to that one, Gilbert.
And then, do you find yourself, looking at what Colin Kaepernick did 4 years ago and thinking to yourself, why did it take so long?
It was going on way before then. That's why Colin took the knee. And so it's like I say, this fight has been, it's not new. I mean, this has been going on, and then sometimes I wonder, we just see the ones that are on video. How many times is this really happening? And so, this police brutality, we have to, there's got to be some reform somewhere, and we got to get a grip on this.
And lastly, Anthony, I guess how proud are you of your players to speak on NFL Network and do the things they do in their communities and all the good things they've done throughout the years?
You know what? I'm very excited for our players and proud of them, for the work that they're putting in the community and their passion and their heart for change. It's just sometimes it's just hard to listen to those young men pour their hearts out, and I can't help them immediately. But this is something that's going to take some time, and I'm in it for the long haul, and this organization is in it for the long haul.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anthony, what does it mean to you to have the fans behind you and general manager Tom behind you in your fight against police brutality?
Well, I mean, it means a lot because, we need, the black and brown community, we need the help of good white people. No doubt about it. I mean, Harriet Tubman, she's one of my heroes, but she could not have gotten her job done without good white people. And so I think just the more people that get on board with this movement, the better. And I look forward to the time when we have these panels that I'm about to go to here in a second, when those panels are all white and they're fighting for social justice. And they don't have to be all black. I look forward to that day.
And Anthony, when you look around at the rest of the leagues, NBA, WNBA, all these leagues protesting as well, what does that mean as a whole for all the sporting community to come together and do this?
I think it's great. Guys are using their platforms, young ladies are using their platforms, to try to make a difference, to do something.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, looks like they're over to Shawn.
All right, you got me there? Hey, Coach. After seeing what happened in the NBA last night, games being postponed, baseball is looking good. Do you foresee a continuation of that, throughout your league?
I don't know. I don't know if the NFL will not show up opening day. I can't speak for the whole league right now. I just know today how we feel, and we felt like it wasn't. We didn't feel good about taking the field today after the meeting that we had. So I mean, I can't speak for the rest of the league though.
Going back to Coach Stewart, did he speak in the meeting this morning, or what the guys were saying about him? Is that just a culmination of just being around him all day?
I couldn't hear what you said. He spoke this morning. There was an open floor, and he spoke, and it was very inspiring. And he talked about a lot of things and his experience in this world, and I'm sure he helped a lot. He helped myself. I'm sure he helped a lot of young men in that locker room.
Hey Anthony, at the very beginning you talked about, you just said raw. We got more accomplished in this locker room than you could ever accomplish on the field. Can you give us a little bit more of that in terms of, was it about social change? Was it letting guys get emotional? Was it letting guys vent?
All of that. Yes, it was about social change. Guys were emotional. Guys were. It was all of that, and we needed to hear it. Like I said, I just think sometimes people just need to be heard, and they need to get stuff off their chest. And a lot of people are frustrated right now. But like I said, there's no quit. If anything, we're gonna double down.
And just my follow-up, I'm just going to be raw with you. I got white.
I like it raw.
I appreciate that. I've got white skin, and so when I hear you say, this has been going on way before Kaepernick, as a black man, when these things happen for you, is it like a scab ripping off your heart? What's the feeling?
The feeling is not very good. Several things over my childhood has happened to me, and it did not feel good. And sometimes it made me feel less than a human, But it builds resolve, and it makes you more resilient, and you're able to hopefully capitalize on other areas in your life from that grit. But I've experienced a lot, and it just hurts to see some of these young men experiencing it now. Same things that I did.
Is that kind of what has been happening the past couple of days again?
We've been in our little bubble, and we're in training camp, and this is where our focus has been. And this was kind of brought to my attention a couple of days ago, and I kind of dug more into it yesterday. And I got to tell you, man, it hit me hard, to watch Doc Rivers, stand in that press conference and say those words that he said about this country, loving him back and loving us back. That just it hit home. I'm just telling you that. And it wasn't just Doc. I mean, Robert Horry. I mean, his statement. It's pretty heavy. Sure.
Hey, Anthony, was there a specific moment in that meeting that confirmed to you that it wasn't going to be the right day to practice there?
At the end, I just listened, and I said a few words myself, but I just listened, and just what I heard, I just knew that was the right thing to do.
How would you describe the feeling in that meeting?
I don't know if there is one word to describe that meeting. It was pretty emotional, intense, I mean, it was everything. But I just felt like it was a team. We supported one another. Now we were definitely a team, and the white players did an outstanding job of listening, and some even spoke up. And I love what they had to say.
You talked about just how long this has been going on in our country. I mean, is it frustrating at all to you that at this point in time, athletes are the ones that have to stand up and demand this change, and it's not politicians or leaders in the community that are actually making this change happen? Is that frustrating?
No, I think athletes have always stood up and put something on the line and had to make sacrifices. Going back to Muhammad Ali. So it's not uncommon for athletes to stand up for something that's right. And so I don't believe you have to be a politician to help be a part of a movement and get something done.
All right, Joe Reed again.
same instances of police brutality and everything are taking place?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, feelings are very raw, emotions are very raw, and you know, we've been fighting this fight, and to see something happen like what happened in Wisconsin, you know, is almost like a slap in the face, you know. But that's the peaks and valleys that we talk about when you stand for something. You know, you're going to have some peaks and valleys, but we're going to fight. We're going to continue to fight for what's right, you know, and that's all I can say.
Coach Bryant, are we at a point as a country where we can no longer sweep under the rug what's going on?
I mean, absolutely. You know, I do see more urgency to move the needle and to make change, and I do see more people involved. You know, black, brown, white, of all races that are for this change. You know, unfortunately it just doesn't happen overnight. But overall, I feel good about the movement. It's just we had a setback. You know, and what happened in Wisconsin, it was ridiculous. And to see that white boy walking down the street with a machine gun and nobody does nothing, if that's a black man, that's a dead black man, and we all know that. And so it's just it's blatant, and we're going to continue this fight. You know, we're not going to quit. We're not going to give up. Like I said, if anything, we're going to double down and we're going to do more.